Hello everyone, welcome in or welcome back to Rainforest Oracle. Thank you so much for viewing me and sharing your energy with me today. It is so great to have you here. Also, as always, a big thank you to those who are liking and subscribing to my channel, as well as commenting, sending in donations, purchasing my oracle decks, all of the things. Thank you so much for your support and just bringing me as much joy as I hopefully bring you with these tarot readings. So if we haven't met yet, hello, my name is Amanda, and this is a timeless general pick-a-card reading for the collective today, and it is a bonus reading because it is a leap year. And so today we're going to be taking a look at kind of what to take a leap on, what to take a chance on, and possibly what kind of actions you need to take and obstacles to overcome in order for you to take that leap and possibly face those challenges and obstacles, hopefully to achieve something awesome. So we'll take a look at that. We'll get some outcome and advice, as well as take a peek at some oracle cards. But just so you know, if you are new to pick-a-card readings, they are general and they are timeless. Timeless meaning whenever you come across it, there will be something here to help empower you and align you to your highest good. General meaning not all messages will resonate fully or at all with everyone. So if you aren't seeing yourself or your own situation in these readings, don't make the messages fit. Check another pile or wait for my next reading. And if you would like a personal reading for yourself specifically, private readings are currently available. Link to find all of that information is in the description box below. And remember that any outcome that we might discuss in these readings are possibilities only due to your own free will and the fluid nature of life. So I've chosen 3 tarot cards, the Fool card from 3 different tarot decks, and I've paired them with a crystal. So I will introduce you to the piles now. We have the Fool card for pile 1 from the Steampunk Tarot with the black Obsidian stone. Might be a rainbow obsidian, but you can maybe confirm that in the comments below for those who are crystal lovers. For pile number 2, we have the Fool card from the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot with the Caribbean Calcite stone. And for pile number 3, we have the Fool card from the Mermaid Tarot with the Purpurite stone. And before you choose your pile, feel free to grab a beverage of choice, and for the journalers in the room, a pen and paper to take notes on the messages offered today. And when you are ready, head down into the description box below to find the timestamp for your reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Fool card from the Steampunk Tarot, and you also chose the black Obsidian stone. Before we get into the tarot, I want to pull an energy card for you. No, we're not reversing that, so I will leave these upright. We're going to get an energy for your reading, and today we are talking about what to take a leap on, a leap of faith, taking a risk, taking a chance, having a new adventure, whatever that thing is that you might be excited about doing but aren't really sure how to move ahead with it and overcome any challenges or obstacles that you might face. This reading is going to be for you. So, and even if you don't have anything kind of in mind right now, maybe this is just kind of giving you an idea of what you might consider taking a chance on. So, Spirit, could we get an energy? Thank you, energies, for your reading today. So, we have sacrifice and movement, choices, and decisions. And we have, this is the, I believe it's the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. And this is the 2 of, Pentacles in the, let me confirm. Yes, that is correct. 2 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. So you have some balancing to do. You have some choices to make. You have to decide almost what you need to sacrifice in order to take a leap on something. It's almost like you can't have it all. You can't do both things. you can't maintain whatever this leap that you're considering or you'd like to leap into. It's almost like you have to make some kind of sacrifice in order to start it, in order to obtain it, in order to be successful with it. And that is going to possibly, yeah, have you choosing between one thing or another, at least for a specific time, as you get into this new thing. When we get involved in new things, sometimes they can really take our focus away from the things that we usually do. So for example, when we get into a new relationship, that seems to be our primary focus for a specific period of time. We're enjoying the other person, we're having fun, we're having adventures, we're getting to know them. So that kind of consumes our life for a specific period of time. And we might sacrifice time with friends, we might sacrifice time with family, or even with ourselves. So and again, if we're starting a new business and we're starting it as a side hustle, for example, we're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of our downtime in the evenings after work in order to build something. So I feel like whatever you want to take a leap on, there's going to require a little bit of sacrifice here. And some decisions, obviously, and choices regarding that. So let's get into your reading now. All right, so Spirit, we're looking into the details of what pile 1 is taking a leap on. Maybe what should they take a leap on? All right, so let's get card 1. What does pile 1 need to take a leap on? Take a chance on? Oh, this is beautiful. 9 of Pentacles here. This is kind of a self-made energy. This is an energy of, I not only have the freedom, but I built this thing that I'm able to really be proud of and to really show off to the world. I'm independent. I have the freedom. I have the foundation and the security of whatever this is that I've created for myself. And within that, there's also a sense of self-worth too. So that is kind of ingrained in that energy where you have to have a really strong belief in yourself that you can do the things that you want to do in life. And that could be things that are way out of left field that you never thought you could ever do. It's about fostering that sense of, I can do this and I will dedicate myself and commit myself to this journey, even if it feels out of reach right now, even if other people doubt me. You have to have that strong foundation and stability within yourself to be able to chase that thing. So I think it's funny, what to take a leap on is yourself here, is your belief in yourself, your possibly a sense of security here, a sense of you creating something that is your own and no one else's. And I just want to take a look at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, so there's a Queen of Swords on the bottom and the 5 of Wands in reverse, which can speak to possibly some energies around you that might not be all that great. This is about moving away from competition as well and not trying to compete against everyone else or try to be like everyone else. This is a very independent energy, like I said. So this is breaking free from the standards, from the norm. And even though you might have doubts about, well, how can I really make this work if nobody else is doing it? Maybe that's the beauty of this path. Maybe that is the beauty in that thing that you want to do. And again, I also see you not having clarity about how to move forward, or there's almost, I get no examples for you to follow in this instance. So you're kind of carving your own path. And so every step is kind of a question mark of, do I do this? I don't know. Do I do that? I don't know. So this is a really, really cool kind of an energy here, because I really get that you are stepping into, or maybe you should take a leap on something that you feel really strongly about, that you can really commit to, that nobody else is really doing. And that could be anything in your life. That could be, you know, for example, all of my friends are having kids or having a family. Well, I kind of want to do something else. I want to travel. I want to, you know, I don't know, live in a tiny home, and I want to do all these things that are a little unconventional. Or I want to build a business on the side, even though this business doesn't really exist and I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know. I think Spirit's coming in to say you need to try, because I think you have it in you. I think you're a self-made independent person that was possibly meant to be maybe an entrepreneur or someone that breaks out of the box here. But again, coming back to that sacrifice card, you're going to have to sacrifice. You know, you can't have kids and you know, live in a tiny home, for example. I mean, you could, but it might be a little challenging. So it's kind of like you have to sacrifice one thing for another in that instance. And that was just one kind of immediate example that I had. So what are the actions that pile 1 needs to take to get to this 9 of Pentacles? Thank you. High Priestess energy. So that's all about intuition. I think there's a gut knowing here. There is a feeling of, I kind of know deep down that this is my path, or this is my passion, or this is what I've always wanted to do, but never knew how to take action on it. I think it's all about bringing that kind of that gut feeling to the surface and start putting that into action and really imagining what it's like, listening to that those intuitive nudges and those things that tell us that we should go left and go right and go here and go there, regardless of what's going on in the external world. And we have the King of Swords in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse as just bottom of the deck energies. And this is a feeling of coming into some kind of stillness. And this could be a healing of some kind, because the Four of Swords in reverse is a bit of a pause. And it's a bit of a rest and recovery. When it's in the reverse, it can be a little more extreme, to the point where you are recovering from a specific situation. And there's kind of a forceful recovery here where you maybe get into a state of burnout. So you have no choice but to rest and take pause and think of your next steps. There's also the King of Swords here in reverse. And there's a sense of maybe feeling a little unclear and maybe not having an understanding about something or clarity about something, possibly miscommunications, but there is a lack of, maybe a lack of strategy, a lack of planning, because the King of Swords, he likes to kind of know where he's going, and he usually knows how to get there. So again, there's this feeling of doubt and I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm going. So I feel like when you're feeling that way is to take pause and tap into that intuition, go into some kind of stillness, whether that is a quiet walk in nature without distractions, whether that is some kind of meditation, or however and wherever you can find that stillness and that quiet, is how you kind of tap into that intuition and listen to your higher self. The High Priestess is all about that higher self and that spiritual knowing of what to do next. So what kind of obstacles will be ahead for pile 1 if they proceed in taking this leap? Obstacles for pile 1. Yeah, okay. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's going to be an imbalance of energies, time, resources, possibly money, where you might be spending more than you expect to get things off the ground. You might be putting more time into something than usual because you're, again, trying to get it off the ground. Coming back to that small business that you're trying to build on the side of a full-time job, you might be spending a little more money. You might be spending a little more time. Again, I get this sacrifice, and I almost get this imbalance of energy where there's a lot of give and no take. And so, yeah, I just feel like the obstacle is to try to keep that in check, because we don't want to get ourselves into burnout mode. And we have the Emperor and the World as bottom of the deck clarifier cards here, which can speak to building an empire, but also being a little too rigid and too controlling with how it happens, when it happens, what is the outcome, kind of having such a chokehold on the process that you don't allow things to ebb and flow. So there's a bit of a forcefulness with the Emperor, but there is also an authority as well. So tapping into that authority and leadership without being too rigid in your approach and too firm with how things are executed and the outcome. So there's almost a release of control that has to be overcome, and also a consistent rebalance of energies, because that doesn't stay in check, then things might be really challenging to kind of make happen, because it'll block a receiving energy. If there's this constant push of energy going outwards, you're not able to receive. And with the world, I feel like that could be a significant shift for you. So this could be kind of a new chapter or a new cycle that you end up in. Because of this new leap, you might end up in brand new territory that you've never explored before, which is kind of a cool thing. You are actually taking a fool's journey here, where you're stepping into adventure with curiosity and commitment, and you're kind of seeing where it leads you. And with that, there needs to be that flexibility and that openness for things to change. That adaptability here needs to kind of happen and be open. What am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. There needs to be an openness for that change to occur when it needs to, so that you can continue to go with the flow. All right, so let's get some outcome and advice. Okay, outcome and advice. Talking about intentions here. Speaking to Three of Pentacles in the upright. This is about expansion. So I feel like with Three of Wands being here, this is expansive energy. This is about growth. And this is also about patience, waiting for those ships to come in. You know, you have put the call out to bring something in here. So it's all about patience, and it's also about focus as well. So really focusing on those things that will help you achieve this leap successfully, and to keep your eye on the prize, if you will, as well as being patient with the process and kind of however that needs to unfold. So the outcome, if we're talking about outcome and not advice, I feel like the outcome is going to be a good one, in the sense that it will expand your world, possibly in multiple ways. Let's look at the bottom of the deck here. Six of Cups in reverse and the King of Cups in the upright position. So with the Six of Cups in reverse, I do feel like there is a sense of maybe being too serious about something here. So that could speak to some advice of don't forget to invest. Invest maybe, but inject a little play into the process. Again, having that playfulness, that curiosity, that experimentation, and not being too rigid and fixed on how things should unfold. And the expectations, I think, as well, is to keep those a little bit loose, so that things can unfold. And with the King of Cups, there's a lot of loving energy here, to the point where you possibly could be not only really bringing joy and love to yourself in this process, and with this thing that you are chasing after or leaping into, but you're also going to be filling other people's cups up as well. So you're, again, not only expanding your world, but you're expanding other people's worlds as well. So this could be something that is connected to the heart, something that's quite joyful, maybe even a little bit playful. But there is, with the Six of Cups, we have to be careful not to let or allow our past experiences and the people from our past to influence our future and to dictate the outcomes. So just because you might have done something or tried something in the past, and somebody told you, or something failed in the past, doesn't mean that it will fail here as well. So we have to try to be a little objective and not be too biased with how we think things are going to unfold and unravel here. I think I'm going to use this deck here to pull an oracle card to close your reading. I might get another oracle deck. We will kind of see where we go. But yeah, and I'm going to try to remember to knock on my decks from now on. They seem to respond fast when I do. Speak your mind. So this could be an energy of you needing to speak your mind, share your thoughts, put your energy out into the world in order to kind of manifest and to really believe that you are capable. Also, bottom of the deck, we have affirmation for growth and ground and center, which is that, I mean, this is kind of the Four of Swords energy where we need to step back and ground and center, as well as the affirmation for growth. Three of Wands energy, that's your growth right there. And this is about planting seeds, nurturing it, manifesting it, and really tending to the garden. Yeah, keeping those weeds away, focusing on what it is you want to achieve, and staying centered in that effort, staying grounded. All right, so one more oracle card to end your reading. See, I didn't knock on this one and it didn't fly out. Let's try. Knock 3 times on the ceiling. See? And what did we just talk about? Embrace the success of failures. So remember that 6 of Cups in reverse energy. We talked about not using the past as a marker for our future success. And that's exactly what that's talking about. It's not only talking about you finding success in whatever it is you're doing, but it's also about taking all of those failures that you've experienced in the past and those things that you might have been disappointed with, and how can you integrate whatever you learned from those experiences, how can you integrate that into this current situation so that you can really double down on your success here and really be able to take that leap with confidence and find yourself in a brand new world in the end. So this is what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope something here resonated. If you'd like to receive a personal reading or sign up to my newsletter, details for all of that is in the description box below. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Fool card from the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. And before we get into that, I'm going to pull an energy card to start your reading. And Spirit, we're talking to Pile 2 now about what they should take a leap on, what they're thinking about taking a leap on, and the energy surrounding this. What is this all about? Trying to remember to knock on all my decks because they seem to respond better. I don't know if it's a placebo thing or if it's a spirit thing, but they seem to, I don't know. Let's see. So, for Pile 2, what is the energy surrounding on their next leap? What is the energy surrounding their next leap? So we've got Wisdom here, which is the number 5, and the Hierophant card in the traditional tarot. This can speak to spirituality, religion, tradition, an inner knowing, and just a higher wisdom, tapping into your higher self, or at least connecting with your higher self. And I feel like there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom here. Spirituality is coming to mind again. So I almost wonder if that's what you need to take a leap on, is some kind of spiritual journey or some kind of discovering, connecting in with your higher self. There's also a sense of faith and trust in this as well, and not just wisdom. So I feel like whatever you're taking a leap on, you have to really dig deep to find that faith in that thing. Even though you might not see it, that doesn't mean it can't come into existence. So let's take a look at your tarot now. What does pile 2, what are they taking a leap on? What should they take a leap on? Let's see. Let's do just a quick little shuffle here. What does pile 2 need to take a leap on? Okay. So, interesting. We have the moon, and the moon is a mystery. It is shrouded in secrets and the unknown. There's a sense of, again, faith and trust, because you're in a darkness, and you could be currently going through Dark Night of the Soul. You can look that up if you're unfamiliar with it. I have gone through one of these, and it's very challenging because we question everything that we've ever known to be true. We question ourselves, we question our path, we question our faith, and we almost lose trust in the process in life. We wonder if we're ever going to get out of this darker period. And this darker period is, on the outside, it can feel really disorienting because it's a mystery. It's some stuff from our subconscious might come out, but it really allows us to tap into and connect with what's important and reconnect with a side of ourselves that might have been put on the back burner for quite a long time, to be able to heal old wounds and step into a higher self. So, and that's why I think it's so interesting that it came out with the Hierophant card, because the Hierophant card is all about that spirituality, that tradition, those things that we can really rely on to give us faith in those darker times. So I think what you need to take a leap on is exploring possibly subconscious thoughts, subconscious beliefs, looking into spirituality and reconnecting with some kind of spiritual self here, or your inner knowing, your higher self, your practices, your beliefs. And out of curiosity, bottom of the deck, yeah, we've got, so these are bottom of the deck clarifiers that you don't really see, that are kind of lying in the shadows. What might be fueling this, if you are currently feeling a little bit disoriented, is or a little bit confused at this time, is there's a significant cycle ending, and you're letting go a lot from pardon me, let me get my tongue back in my mouth. You are letting go of a lot of things that are no longer serving you, and that is kind of the purpose of this moon energy, or Dark Night of the Soul, is this almost a rediscovery of self and a deeper understanding of who we are spiritually and personally. And it's almost like we're dropping a little bit of our ego here, and to come into a little more of a less triggered version of ourselves, a more healed version of ourselves, a self that is really going to allow new things to enter without judgment, without question, without doubt. And so in order for us to do that, there's like a shedding of skin that has to happen, and that's part of that Dark Night of the Soul, or this moon phase that we go into, is we are just almost redefining who we are and rediscovering who we always were, and without the kind of the expectations and opinions and advice of what others or what society or what we even think we should be or do. So taking a leap on yourself, your spirituality, your subconscious, getting through confusion, what actions to take, is the Lovers in reverse. So this could be two things. It's about evaluating our choices. It's also about maybe focusing on self at this time and offering ourself a little bit of love, care, compassion, kindness, and almost giving the love to ourselves that we would to a friend or another person. So treating ourselves in the same way that we would treat a friend in times of difficulty or challenges. So yeah, the actions you would take are to focus on self and really focus in on the choices that you're making, to make sure that they aren't either adding to the difficulty, challenges, or confusion, but they are helping in that manner. And then we've got the Knight of Cups and the Chariot in reverse. So there is a sense of lack of control here, pardon me. The Knight of Cups, which can speak to moving in the direction of our desires, our true heart's desire, and the direction of our dreams. Also, not going too quickly. When the Chariot is in the upright, this is very fast-moving energy. When it's in the reverse, it can either speak to a slowdown, a pause, a stoppage altogether, or a block to moving forward. And or it could be a feeling out of control. So if there is any kind of sense of you feeling out of control at any point in time, to slow down and realign yourself with what it is you are trying to achieve at this time, and move in the direction of your heart's desire. Move in the direction of what you want, how you want to feel. And your feeling might be a really good indicator of whether you're going in the right direction or not. So that could be something that kind of the purpose of this experience is to tap into your feeling, your intuition, that higher self. So let's look at the obstacles now for pile 2. Thank you. Yeah, we have the Empress energy. And I think the obstacle is not caring for yourself during this time. Not really seeing the abundance that you have in your life. And so I feel during this time, when you're exploring yourself, when you're exploring and trying to find answers for the questions that you have in your life, there is a sense of you not having it all, and therefore you don't have anything. So really take a look at the things, the abundance that you have in your life, and remember to nurture yourself as well during this time. Really offer yourself, a mothering energy where you're really kind of cradling yourself and giving yourself a lot of grace, a lot of compassion, a lot of self-care. Coming back to the Lover's card, which can be about self-care when it's in the reverse, and making those choices to be able to lean into that. So not working too much, not, trying to avoid or ignore anything that will not, obviously, there are things that you obviously need to do, like work and, maybe visit with friends and family and all of that. But don't forget to take time for yourself and carve out some time to be able to kind of sit in this energy a little, as uncomfortable as it may be. There's a sense of you, and the feeling is to lean into this discomfort at this time, if and when you're feeling it, and to take a leap on that discomfort, to trust that discomfort is going to lead you somewhere, and it's going to lead you somewhere better, and will give you the wisdom and knowledge that you may not have come to otherwise. So clarifying the Empress, we have the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. This is kind of stepping into love and reconnecting with that loving energy for yourself and for the situation, as well as doing a lot of personal work, personal development. So the obstacle here is to really lean into that and to double down on that, and explore how you can offer yourself opportunities to love yourself and to care for yourself, to work on personal development and growth, especially if you're not feeling so great about yourself. How can you really, instead of, I'm getting like negative self-talk here as well. So, and that could be part of this journey on what to take a leap on, is that it's time to put an end to the self-talk and start doing things a little bit differently. And, you know, maybe using affirmations and really kind of diving into that caring, loving energy, and trying to see yourself in a brighter light here. And I say that as this moon energy is very dark, but the oracle card is very bright and sunny, as well as these two. So it's like you've stepped into the darkness and you aren't seeing the light. So where is that light? How can you find that light within yourself? How can you find that light within your life? What are those things? Who are those people? What are those qualities that you just love about yourself? All right, so outcome and advice for pile 2, please. Outcome and advice for pile 2. For what they need to take a leap on. So we have the Knight of Cups. And it kind of came out sideways, so it wasn't reversed, it wasn't upright, but I will put it as I turned it over, which was in reverse. Again, he came out as, I think, advice. Follow the direction of your dreams and the things that you dream about, the things that you desire to move towards. And, you know, it's interesting, it came out kind of in the reverse position. It's going back to, he's facing these things that are in reverse. So not only is he in reverse, but he's also facing these cards that are in the reverse position. So it's almost like going back to self here. There's a sense, you got to take a leap on yourself. You got to take a chance on yourself, and take a chance on loving yourself a little bit more, of maybe learning more about yourself and understanding yourself a little bit more. Especially when we get into those sticky parts that we don't really like about ourselves. And I feel like we all have those. I definitely do. So it's like, why? You know, diving into why, and how can we really put ourselves up on a pedestal a little bit, not from an egoic standpoint and from, you know, a narcissistic standpoint, but really boosting our confidence to know that we are capable and that we are worth it, and we can love ourselves, and we can love other people, and we can love ourselves just like we do other people. So the interesting, wow, okay. So the clarifier for the Knight of Cups as outcome or advice is that we've got the Judgment, which is a second chance. It's a shedding of old skin, and I feel like that is a part of this dark night of the soul, or this energy of confusion, of not knowing who I am, where I want to go, what I believe in anymore. It's about rediscovering that. So it's almost like starting from square one, and you're redefining that. So that could be a really exciting proposition. So to kind of lean into that and discover what's on the other side of it. And the star energy here, which is a wish fulfillment card, but it's in the reverse. So I almost wonder if there's kind of doubt here that you will reach your full potential. So it's about having faith, having doubt, doing some healing in order to turn the star back around. And to really, because I feel this is a successful card. I feel whether it's in the upright or the reverse position, the star is just a little bit dim at this time, because I think that you have to get over this hurdle, this judgment of yourself, shedding this old skin to step into a new you, and hearing the call to do that, listening to it, trusting it, stepping into it, trusting yourself in the process, and really kind of leaning into this idea of loving yourself more, taking a chance on you, taking a chance on, I think I've already said that, but it's interesting. Okay, just trying to settle my energies, because I really feel excited, but also I'm also trying to comfort you at the same time, because I almost feel a little bit of a panic. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. This is all for your greater good. And I know because I've gone through it to some degree. Okay, final card, or actually we're going to get a couple here. So we're going to get a card for, I think it's from this deck. No, I'm not pulling from this deck. My apologies. No wonder a card wasn't coming out. We're pulling from this deck today. The purple one is the one I go to end all of my readings usually, so we're doing something different today. And that's okay. Alright, so Spirit, pile 2. Final messages. Getting into final messages on what pile 2 needs to take a leap on. So we have affirmation for acceptance. That's beautiful. Okay, so maybe this is, we talked about affirmations earlier, and maybe an affirmation for acceptance, self-acceptance is something for you to consider here. And then we also have prosperity and abundance, which I almost wonder if this is where this is all heading in the end. More prosperity, more abundance, you know, kind of your true heart's desire coming true because you have the courage and the wisdom about who you are now, a more strong foundation in where you want to go and what you enjoy and what you love, and you have this acceptance about yourself that you're really coming into. And it's all about, you know, taking a look at control as well. You know, when we come into acceptance, we have to come to an acceptance of what we are in control of within our own mind, within our own bodies, within our own selves. And then also too, you know, the things that we might be feeling anxious about are those things that we can really control. And how can we offer ourselves some comfort and let go a little, to be able to let go of the things that we can't control. And so I feel like that's part of that acceptance as well. And sometimes trying to fight the things that we can't change only uses up our time and our energy and our resources that can be better used to almost amplify ourselves or invest in ourselves, invest in things that are working and that we do have impact on. And sometimes all we really need is to have that serenity of knowing and accepting those things that we can't change, and kind of the wisdom to know when to let them go and when to kind of interact with them and try to fix them if we can. And going back to the prosperity and abundance card, there's a sense prosperity doesn't necessarily mean monetary. It can mean anything. It's a feeling of success and good fortune, no matter what that looks like for you. And you can have that even without money, although the money helps for sure. And abundance, it kind of means having enough. So it doesn't necessarily mean having too much of everything and kind of an overabundance of things or an overindulgence of things. This is about having enough of what you need, plus just a little bit more to feel comfortable. And it's kind of a view on life. So kind of looking at, coming back to the Empress, this is very Empressy, this card here, but it's coming back to looking at the things you do have and asking, do I have enough? And almost being present. There's a presence that happens in this card. And I feel with the Empress, it's about what is happening in this moment. Am I safe? Am I comfortable? Do I have enough to get by? Maybe I have a little more. Do I have money in the bank, savings? You know, all these things that whatever makes you feel successful. And if the answer is yes, then definitely have gratitude for those things. But if the answer is no, then where is that lack happening and why? Is there something out of your control that is just not happening right now? or maybe it's how you view things too. So it can be a little bit of both. And so I kind of wonder if that's that happening there. And then it's interesting that these are kind of parallel. The affirmation for acceptance is this Lover's card in reverse, and the prosperity and abundance is this Empress card. So it's really kind of neat how they're mirroring those tarot cards there. So let's get one more card. And let's see, pile 2. Oh, so funny. Pile 1 got this card too. Embrace the success of failures. So, if you are feeling any kind of failure, whether in yourself, in the things that you've tried to achieve and may not have, or just disappointed in life in general, I feel like the message here is not only that you are a success, but that there are significant gems and lessons that we can integrate into the experiences moving forward, so that we can, you know, not necessarily assure our success, but give ourselves a little bit of a leg up. Those lessons are going to be, you know, those failures are just stepping stones to our success. So how can we use those failures as stepping stones in this particular experience and what you need to leap ahead on? So that's what I have for you, pile 2. I hope something here resonated. If you'd like to receive a personal reading or sign up to my newsletter, details for all of that is in the description box below. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we will see you in your next reading. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Fool card from the Mermaid Tarot. And before we get into your reading, I'm going to draw or pull an energy card to get a feel for what you are taking a leap on, what you should take a leap on, and the energy surrounding that. And leaps are all about taking chances, taking risks, and doing those things that might scare us but also excite us. Maybe even things that we don't even know we want. So let's take a look. What should pile 3 take a leap on? What is the energy surrounding pile 3? And what they need to take a leap on? Oh, interesting. Difficult card, suffering in silence, and that's the 9 of Swords in the traditional tarot. So I feel like there is some communication. Just looking at the bottom of the deck, we have the throat chakra, which is all about communication, and it's the same color blue there. So I do feel like I feel like the leap is to communicate more. Communication is kind of the key in your tarot reading, or in this reading, at least it's the energy. There could be something that you're keeping quiet, that you are not sharing, and it could be a source of suffering. It could give you a feeling of isolation, possibly anxiety, stress, worry. So I think the risk or the chance you either are taking a leap on or should take a leap on is to open up a little bit, to communicate a little bit more, to share maybe how you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what you're going through. That might be difficult, so that could be why Spirit's coming forward with that, because yes, it's difficult, but it could be something significant that could change your life in the most positive way. All right, so let's get your first card. What to take a leap on? We have the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse position. So I almost feel here, I mean, when it's in the upright position, we're talking about collaboration. We're speaking about working well with others, expanding your network of people and folks that you connect with. But there is a sense of you again, I kind of get that suffering in silence where you are not connecting with your a network of people. You are kind of doing things on your own. And so I think the risk and the what to take a leap on here is to step into that collaborative energy, let people in, communicate, have conversations with people, open yourself up to not only sharing but also receiving and connecting with people, I feel is the big message here. On the bottom of the deck, just for clarifiers, we have King of Pentacles and the Death card in reverse. And this is the King of Pentacles. He's a very gracious king. And let's take genders out of this. This is just an energy that is very gracious and is very masterful, very abundant. They've worked hard and committed to what they wanted to get out of life. They could possibly have a lot of abundance surrounding them, whether that is material or otherwise. So this could be somebody that you could be connecting with, is somebody that has maybe somebody you look up to, a mentor, somebody who can offer a little bit of stability during the process of communication and try almost learning how to do that. Because, as through my own experience, I had a difficult time communicating how I was feeling with people for a very long time, and it really kept me closed off to the people in my life. So, looking to counselors, mentors, teachers, somebody that has mastered something that you are looking to achieve here, and possibly could offer you a sense of stability during this time, a sense of security as you work through this. And then the Death card in reverse, is all about letting things go and understanding that what we are experiencing externally will also affect things internally as well, and vice versa. The things we feel on the inside are going to affect our outside world. So it's about stepping into this energy of being able to let go of maybe you need to feel, maybe there is a vulnerability here, which is why you're having difficulty communicating, because communication might threaten your stability, your security, your safety. And so it's about finding the right people that offer you a sense of security and safety to be able to at least practice communicating with, sharing with, opening up to. And that's also part of the Three of Pentacles energy, is that collaborative, collaborating with people that can assist and that can really expand on what it is you're trying to do and offer help and being open to that assistance. So what actions should pile 3 take and with this leap? Thank you. Oh, Queen of Swords. Right. So Queen of Swords in reverse, she's a communicator. When she's in the upright position, she gets to the point. She doesn't beat around the bush. She knows what she wants to say. She says it without hesitation. In the reverse position, though, there's a bit of foggy energy surrounding that, and there's a possibility of miscommunications because there is a sense of not being clear, of not feeling. There's a lack of precision here, maybe a lack of tact, because there's just a not knowing. There's something that could, you need to learn something here. Something needs to be learned here or understood in order for you to bring this queen in the upright position. So the actions that you need to take is to figure out how to go about doing that. How to go about clarifying what you want, what you feel, what you say, and how you say it. And a lot of it is in how you say things as well. And sometimes we just need to say things to get it out, regardless of whether it's pretty or not, or succinct, or perfectly worded. There is a word for that is escaping me at this time. But Yeah, so how can you take action is to, I think, discover or learn kind of your own thoughts. Get familiar with your own way of thinking, your own opinions, your own ideas, your own advice. What does that say first? And that will kind of give you an idea of what it is you need to communicate. We also have the Three of Wands and the Three of Swords, which, the Three of Swords is a pretty painful energy. So there could be some healing, some painful energy surrounding communication, and could be blocking that communication. So your actions could be to not only kind of look into that pain, possibly some trauma that is blocking this from kind of coming forth, and the reason that you have kind of shut yourself off to others and communicating to others is, again, coming back to that security piece of not feeling secure or safe to do so. So I'm just going to shut it out. And I feel like that might be causing some maybe some confusion or miscommunications with people, maybe even feeling misunderstood. So the actions is to really understand why there's a hesitation, why there is a fear, and to heal whatever it is that is driving that reaction or behavior or fear. And I think it has to do with some kind of pain that you need to heal from. Also, with the Three of Wands in reverse, this isn't about expanding externally and setting your intentions and then taking action on those intentions with great focus and passion. This is about going inside and going internal to really discover what our intentions are. In maybe suffering in silence, why do we feel like we need to do that? And also, why... sorry, I'm having a moment here. Not only, yes, why we are suffering in silence and feel like we can't speak to people, but setting our intentions on what we want moving forward. And I think that's where the leap is setting new intentions and setting the intention of kind of showing up even when we are scared and sharing things with the right people. When we are feeling something, when we have a thought, when we have an opinion, when we have a little bit of advice to share. And when you're not used to that, that can feel like a pretty scary thing to do. So not rushing the process. And again, with the Queen of Swords, she can be very fast-moving energy as well when she's in the upright position. So the advice is also to take things slow, to not try to do things too quickly, too hastily, because that could just cause more issues, more problems for you. So, obstacles is the next card, although I feel like we've already... Let's see, what are the obstacles? I feel like we have a lot going on already. A lot of obstacles. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting. We have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the obstacle is stress, worry, anxiety, and kind of being kept up at night by the things that kind of cycle in our head over and over and over again. Replaying things, thoughts, patterns of thinking, the things we tell ourselves. So the obstacle is to try to move through that and try to... That's a tough one. I am not a therapist, so and this almost feels like it's beyond this tarot reading at this point, because this feels like very difficult energy. I will be honest with you. And the obstacle does feel quite difficult. But the obstacle might not be, because it's in reverse, I almost wonder if it's not as big as you think. And that could be why it's in the reverse position, is that it could be an easier obstacle to overcome than you think it is. So it's almost like your thoughts or your brain is kind of building this up to be bigger than it is, when it's actually as simple as just sharing your thoughts or sharing your feelings. And again, that sounds easy, for somebody who doesn't have any past hurts or traumas or pain involved in speaking out or speaking up. So take that as it resonates, but, you know, I almost wonder if it's as big as you think it is, or if it's as big of a deal as you think it is. So I don't know, maybe there's somebody around you that can really offer you a sense of kind of a sounding board. Is there a sounding board in your life that you can really, yeah, I've got the Emperor here as the bottom of the deck clarifier, as well as the King of Pentacles again in the reverse. So, oh, interesting. So again, we've got the King. This is yeah, hold on. We've got the Emperor, who is an authority figure. So there could be somebody of authority that could offer you help through this, assistance through this. Because he's in the upright, he's kind of in a good position. He's not being an over what is that? He's not micromanaging. He's not being manipulative. He's not controlling. He is very fair in this upright position. He's very steady, very sturdy. Sense of stability as well, and authority. And really, I almost wonder if this is you needing to, that's part of your obstacles, is to step into your own authority, step into your own leadership, your own sense of self, and your own way of doing things. And being confident in that, because we have the King of Pentacles again in reverse. So I almost wonder, that's so interesting that it came out earlier in the upright position as this secure energy, secure, stable energy. But now he's in the reverse position with this Emperor. So it's almost like you need to, maybe you don't need an external anybody for, maybe you need to tap into yourself. Tap into your own authority. Maybe you know more than you think. And that's how you get over this obstacle, is you don't look to other people for opinions and advice and for stability and security. That's within you. Well, this reading took an interesting turn. And again, I could be not reading the cards right here, but I definitely get a sense of kind of this figure overpowering this one, which is why he's in reverse. Because he's no longer the authority here. He's no longer the master. The master's been replaced by you, almost. I get you in this. Because this is a very solitary energy as well. Yeah. Okay. But of course, obviously, I will share that also too, the other option is that maybe instead of looking to somebody within your personal life for that stability and security and that direction moving forward, maybe you need somebody of higher power. So going back to a therapist, a teacher, a mentor, somebody that has experience with this. Because this person might mean well, and they might have a lot of great opinions. They might offer you a sense of comfort and, yeah, stability. But I think there's a higher power here, whether that is you or whether that is a professional of some kind that has a little more authority, that has a little more insight and experience, and that can really guide you along this journey. Whew, okay, so let's put these back in the deck. Let's talk about outcome and advice. For pile 3, please. For what to take a leap on. Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is confidence. I think the outcome, or rather the advice, is to step into or to work on your confidence. And I feel like this communication is going to help with that confidence and will end up in a place of confidence. I mean, there might be some self-doubt at first because she is in the reverse position. She's like, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about this. But I really feel like the advice here is to really recognize your power. It's time to take your power back. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to take up space, is what I'm hearing. You deserve to have a part in the conversation. And I think I think that's almost the reason why this might be coming out, is because this is going to lead you to a more confident you, somebody who is really feeling like a force to be reckoned with. You might not see it now, but if you work towards this, you might be that. And to not doubt the process, not doubt yourself and what you have learned. Why am I shuffling these? Because I forgot to look at the bottom of the deck on this one. Well, shoot. I got so caught up here. 8 of Cups in reverse and 9 of Cups in reverse and the Star. So that's kind of good. And then we've got this King of Pentacles again, but that's down a ways here. So we've got the 9 of Cups. We've got some disappointments here. So I think it's about not looking at those disappointments, whatever they may be. And maybe those disappointments had a hand in how you're feeling, how you're thinking. And yeah, it's about walking away with the 8 of Cups and surrendering to what is, to move towards what will be. And I feel that what will be is a little more fiery, a little less blue. Because look at all this blue, my goodness. But then we have the Star card, which is this wish fulfillment card and this healing energy. Beautiful. Beautiful way to end your reading. Even though you've got some difficult energies here, I feel like it's difficulty that you're going to walk through with a lot of grace. And again, if you look to people of authority who might be able to help, who make you feel safe and secure in this process of not suffering in silence, and to, I want to say, let the demons out, then I really feel like it's going to be quite transformative for you. Okay, so let's get some ending, some ending cards. And we also have the 9 of Swords. I just wanted to point that out. It did reflect in your tarot, but it's in the reversal position. So again, it's either a release of that energy and an overcoming of that energy, which is interesting because it is in the overcoming position. Or, pardon me, obstacle position. All right, let's focus here. Let's focus here. I didn't shuffle these, did I? There's an exhaustive energy coming through. And this could be quite an exhausting thing to hang on to, whatever it is you're hanging on to or not communicating about. You want to let that go. You want to let it out. Get it off your chest. And I think that is the leap that you need to take. The risk, the chance is to let the beast loose. Okay. Spirit, thank you. We have Earth Magic with Plant the Seeds and Affirmation for Acceptance at the bottom of the deck. So Earth Magic just tells me there's a lot of, grounding energy that could help here, especially when we're in our heads so much, when we're thinking and overthinking and stressed and anxious. really finding ways to be able to ground yourself physically on the earth, if that's accessible and available to you, with bare feet on the ground or bare hands on the ground, and just being in stillness with the earth, maybe going out in nature to clear our heads and to gain a little bit of perspective on how to move forward. Working with the earth in some other way might be helpful to you as well. So let's also get full moon energy, maybe working with the moon. Final card for pile 3, please. Thanks. We have bloom in spite of conditions and opinions. And you know what I love about that card is that water lilies, and you can look up all the details on this, but water lilies bloom from mud, essentially, from the depths and the disgustingness of the waterbed that the seeds are planted in, and they rise from the darkness all the way up and bloom on the surface. And I feel like that is a really nice message to end your reading here, is to really find ways to invest in yourself and to really allow yourself to bloom and to come into your own. Even though you might be dealing with some challenging conditions and maybe opinions of others, how can you really discover your own voice in all of this? And I think that that is the leap that you should or could be taking at this time, is to speak your voice, share who you are with the world, take up space, and yeah, really trust in your voice, trust in yourself here. So pile 3, this is what I have for you. I hope something here resonated. If you'd like to receive a personal reading or sign up to my newsletter, details for all of that is in the description box below. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading.